And so the Detroit Lions have around $40 million in cap space, and a lot of fans still shocked. They signed all these people. A lot of those extensions don't kick in for a while. They didn't spend a whole bunch of lot in free agency, man. They was very smart on, how they spent their money in free agency. So I think, people said, well, what should the Lions add now? I mean, obviously, if Linda Hooker don't catch up, they probably going to spend on the backup quarterback. Yeah, he coming off an ACL, and you got to learn the playbook and all this, that, and the third. He having some ups and downs, but like I said, he got to knock the rust off. Ain't played football, a live game of football since Tennessee 2 seasons ago. So they might spend on the backup quarterback. People saying edge, but the thing is, after the post-June 1st cuts, who's going to be willing to make a deal? That's the question. Only guys you're going to make a deal for is guys that's struggling to get a contract done or a franchise tag guy. And, if you're going to make a deal for a franchise tag guy, then that's really going to boil down to, hopefully you can make that trade and come to a contract extension before that date passes where, he can negotiate a contract. Because it's a deadline, they can negotiate a contract where they got to play on the 1-year deal. So, real talk, really a lot of rosters set in stone. Because post-June 1st cuts came and gone. So when you started talking about adding a pass rusher, that's you got to find somebody that's trying to get a contract extension at this point. That's just honest. Or somebody that's still on the street. So, to be honest, when you look around the league, it's mostly I think T. Higgins is the one guy I can think of that won a contract extension. So, people look and say they need to add an edge. Okay, who's out there to go out there and get? Who can possibly get cut after June 1st? We got to wait and see. But to be honest, just because you got it don't mean you got to spend it. I'll say it again. Just because you got it don't mean you got to spend it. So, you start looking at this football team, you go up there and recreational spin real quick, and then another position go down that you really, really need, now you ass out. Now, Broncos cut their kicker, Brandon McManus, for some SA allegations, right? And to me, it's crazy why they can just fire you, they can just get rid of you off of allegations. We done seen plenty of times where guys got accused of doing something and got ruined and somebody lied. And they never got their careers back. But ain't no penalty. There is no penalty for women lying. You sue them, they ain't got no money. What was it? Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? Beautiful young lady in Amber Heard. Was stunning and never backed out. One of my favorite movies to watch. He recorded her and she laughed and said, who's going to believe you? And destroyed his career, damn near destroyed his career. And I tell you this, a lot of them allegations be false, they be misconstrued. A lot of times it's the woman that's doing something to the guy, he trying to defend himself. It just need to be put out there. Because we know once lesbian couples get together, they have produced the highest DV rate out there. So that should tell you a little bit something for you brothers out there, And I'll say this, you can have a lifetime of building up a great reputation. This world is so negative that one mistake, one allegation, getting the wrong girl's number, approaching the wrong girl at the gym and she start recording, you can lose everything. You can lose everything. But McManus is a good kicker, and if he get cleared, that's something that the Lions should entertain. I don't know the story. I ain't saying he did or didn't do it. I'm just speaking on just what the numbers say for the most part. But, you start looking, he got some injuries at safety. Burns is, why I keep calling this guy Burns? Branch is messed up, and Kirby coming off a hip. But if they going to come back and be healthy by the season or remotely close to the season, you don't want to go spend a bunch of money on Eddie Jackson or Justin Simons or whatever like that. You got Ragshaw, you got Arnold, Terrion Arnold, you got Amick Robertson. You got enough guys to hold down the fort. Bought CJ Moore back after the suspension and all that. So, where they want to spend money at, man, who knows? Just because you got it don't mean you got to spend it. Yeah, it'd be nice to get T. Higgins. Even if it's on a rental year, it'd be nice to get him. but you ain't giving up nothing significant, especially if you gave up some shit last draft, you know, to get some of those players. So if you're going to get something, it's going to be something for sure. So you just waiting to see who get cut, who got some tag issues. But really, I think they good where they at, bro, until, you know, injury arise or somebody might get in trouble, they got to replace, or somebody become available. So just because you got it don't mean you got to spend it. Because you got injuries on the horizon, somebody might, you know, be available. You know, you might be able to get somebody for the cheap off the tag. So really, once you go through camp, you start to see things, injuries. You start seeing, oh, this guy can step up, or this undrafted guy came out of nowhere. He ready to step it up. So you kind of want to see what you got with a little bit of NFL coaching and stuff of that nature. But for the most part, I mean, Philly is loaded, bro. Philly loaded like a mug, man. They keep loading up in Philly, man. They capologist is a scientist. He's a mad freaking scientist out here. But you know, we gotta wait and see. We gotta wait and see, man. So we gotta wait and see. But I think for the most part, I don't think they got no big glaring holes. If I did have to say, possibly a backup quarterback, possibly a kicker for the Michigan Panthers, or McManus, you know, clear his name, possibly a receiver, an edge rusher. But, you know, right around this time of year, no edge rushers are prominent, really going to be available. You know? So, really, they're in a good position regardless. But that all can change when you get to camp. A nick here, an injury here, a bang here, a bruise here. All that can change. You know, and that can change in a good way. Some of these guys can step up and be really, really good. You know, some of these guys can really step their game up that you didn't really think gonna step their game up. So we'll see, man. But I don't think it's like, you know, they're in a good position. You're in a real good position cap-wise. So you don't make just because you got the money, you don't be reckless with it. And they haven't been reckless with it. They had to rehabilitate this team from, you know, Quinn Trisha purging it of talent, bringing in bad talent and bad contracts. They had to alleviate that pain, got the cap together, build through the draft. And that's how you survive. You build through the draft. That's how you survive. You build through the draft. You build through the draft. That's how you survive. You build through the draft. You build through the draft. That's how you survive this shit. Drafting is cheaper. They're younger. They're fresher. And you can mold them. So, thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button. It's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. Hit the link tree. Find me over for Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Peace.